Gaming nowadays sucks, and there's no more good games to play.
Oh, brother.
Oh my God. It's very apparent to me that y'all don't like new games. Y'all don't try new things. It's fine. We'll get into it. Roll the intro.
You're now watching The Captain.
I was doom scrolling through Twitter. I saw one of my favorite creators, shout out to TSL Sage. He commented on this, and I was like, you know what is this talking about? Let me click on this video and see what's going on here. And watching this 2-minute clip inspired me to have this conversation, because it's a conversation I don't think I've had on the channel at this point yet. And it's one I think needs to be had. People don't like to try new things, and especially within gaming. I feel like there is a lot of dogpiling and narrative-based stuff and rhetoric that's being pushed when it comes to modern gaming today. Before we get into a lot of the actual games itself, there are a couple points that I do want to agree with, because I don't want to just say this guy Rome, which shout out to Rome, he's on Twitter. I think his name's Rome something on Twitter, but you guys can find it if you just look up this clip. There are some points that I do agree with in regards to the stuff that he brought up. Corporate greed, microtransactions, games not being finished. Obviously, those are things that everybody can agree are an issue in modern gaming. When you have games like the Cyberpunk that is an amazing game now, that wasn't when it came out, I can acknowledge the game probably should have taken more time to come out, but maybe corporate greed had an issue to do with that. When you're looking at stuff like microtransactions in a game like 2K, or every game having some form of a battle pass, things of that nature, I can understand that being an issue. When you're talking about sports games in general, because again, he harped really hard on sports games and brought up like 15 different examples. Obviously, things like licensing rights and things like that are the reason why a lot of teams, a lot of other games can't have certain player faces or certain players within their game, or even certain NBA branding on their game, because 2K usually has, I think at this point, they may have damn near exclusive rights to that. I don't know how that works out or how they get rights to it, but it's a lot harder for other games to get into that mix for a 2K game or even for Madden and things of that nature. But where I do want to push back on all these points and all the things that he brought up in regards to there being new games, the thing that did piss me off a little bit, and the thing that I do think he's 100% wrong on, is pushing back on this phrase that he hates on expanding your horizon. Let's keep it a buck here. Let's keep it 100% a buck and keep it a thou. People are lazy. Let's just start with the couch co-op thing. He says he misses couch co-op games. Okay, cool. I don't know where you were when Split Fiction came out, but that was one of the most hyped up games of the year that came out, and it was couch co-op. Hell, there was such emphasis on this game encouraging you to play with other people that you could have a code. If somebody bought this game, there was a friend code that allows somebody else to temporarily play the game with you for free, so you can get a taste of the game and play it with them as well. And it's couch co-op. It supports local co-op. It supports, I think it's cross-play as well. Correct me if I'm wrong if it's not cross-play, but those games that you're asking for exist. Hell, again, a game like Split Fiction just came out recently, like I mentioned just a minute ago, but you have to do a simple quick Google search here. I can go on Google right now, and if I just type in couch, I'm gonna do this real quick. So off rip, you got just 4 couch co-op games this year alone. And if you go back to last year, there are 9 more couch co-op games you can play. And honestly, yeah, some of these are gonna be like a turn-based game like you mentioned before, but let's just go back to 2023. Again, another bunch of fucking games. And again, there's that Baldur's Gate 3 game that he just hates, because it's not for everybody. Just a quick Google search, I found like 15 to 20 games that are couch co-op that you can find. And it will tell you where to buy these games, where you can get them at. And let's say, hey, I don't wanna just buy games that I know what they're about. Cool. Do the simple thing they have now and go to YouTube and look up a trailer or gameplay or somebody streaming the game. Literally, if you want to play a couch co-op game or play a certain type of game and you don't know where to start with it, because let's say the options are overwhelming, because I understand that today's gaming isn't as in your face as gaming was back in the day. I feel like back in the day, you enjoyed them more because gaming was a lot more limited in regards to games that were getting pushed out. Or maybe I'm wrong. Old heads in the comments, let me know. Were there just massive amounts of options for games you could play? If there were, yeah, let me know. But let's just stick with, for now, let's stick with the whole thought process of there's not as many games as there were back in the day, because I think today it's pretty, you can objectively say there are a lot more games, because there are a lot more ways for independent developers. Or hell, even if me by myself wanted to release a game, I could develop a game, code and do all that stuff. I could release it on Steam alone. Like, let's say if you invest in a PC that can game, you off rip have access to Steam and Xbox Game Pass. So Xbox Game Pass, you already have a shit ton of free games there. Sometime on Xbox Game Pass, hell, a lot of the time there are brand new games that release. Another brand new game that released that was amazing is South of Midnight. Guess what? South of Midnight released on Game Pass. I think Expedition 33, another turn-based game. So I'm not going to harp too much on that, because again, he don't like turn-based games. Even then, it was a big game people talked about, free on Game Pass. There are usually going to be good games available for you to play on some platform in abundance. But again, just going back to Steam for a second, dude, the amount of really cheap, great games I have played and done content over in the last year on Steam are ridiculous. I slowed down on some of the gaming content, but bro, literally there are independent games that people will make that you can buy for like $5, $10, 15, $20. So you can even escape the $75 price tag that's on a lot of modern day games that come out on like console, things of that nature. If you go into like a Remnant 2, that was a game that was on console. That was I'm pretty sure that's an independent studio, but that game was only like $40 when I bought it, and that game played just as good as any AAA title. So there are those games out there for you, but you need to go find them. You need to stop being lazy. Gaming today is in probably the best place it's ever been. The most people are playing it around the world. It's already like I said before, it's been ingrained in pop culture for a while, but hell, people in masses that don't even play games like that are playing games. Bro, you hated on it at the end of the video, and I know you don't like turn-based games, but Baldur's Gate 3, there are so many people I know that are not into turn-based games whatsoever. Hell, I wasn't into them that much, that tried this game and loved this game. Oh, and guess what? It's couch co-op. So you can play this game with somebody in your house. I know a lot of couples that get together and play this game at home, either together on one console, or to your point, they'll go buy a second console and play it together online, whatever it may be. But people try things and people love things. You need to get your head out of your ass and just do a simple Google search and look for the games you want to play. Yes, there are a lot more abundance and options in gaming today, but it's also so many different avenues to easily look up a game that you would like. You can go to your favorite content creator, you can go to a quick Google search, like I mentioned before. TikTok is even there. There's a million different ways you can look up a game that you want to play, find a gameplay on it, and then find a discount on it. Because more than likely too, if you're looking for a game that's not brand new and it's not coming out like around the corner, somebody's probably reviewed it or discussed parts about it they like. So you can find out, hey, is this a game that I even want to waste my money on? Let's say it's an example like a Cyberpunk 2077, to where the game drops, the game's buggy, the game's not finished. Cool, don't buy it. And I think that's another thing that annoys me a little bit when it comes to some of the commentary around gaming. And honestly, it's a reason why a lot of these issues that we're talking about even exist. When a game comes out, like a Cyberpunk 2077 or a 2K comes out and they're really egregious with the microtransactions, or the game just doesn't work, don't buy it. Because when you don't buy it, I promise you, like within a matter of weeks to months, they will have that game fixed with a patch or something. Or even then, in the next game, they're going to make it a point not to release that game without it being finished, because they know we're going to lose money if we keep putting out half-ass content. But what happens is there are issues with these games and motherfuckers still buy them and still go in to support them and having that rhetoric around them. Again, I say all that to say, you cannot be lazy in your pursuit of wanting to be a gamer. I understand that it's a lot more difficult today in order to weed out some of the bad eggs. I understand that it feels like every AAA title we have is an issue. But again, if you just get your head out of your ass and stop looking at only AAA title games that are promoted on YouTube Shorts, or just do some research, or follow, like again, there's a million in social media pages and a million creators who make it their point to update you on new upcoming cool games. If you take a second to watch any of the showcases that came out for Xbox or PlayStation or whatever else, you'd see some of the smaller games that are coming out. Something like an Astrobot that came out, that won Game of the Year, I think last year. People loved it. There's a game for everybody everywhere at some point. They either exist currently in the zeitgeist and somewhere on Steam, Game Pass, or the Sony PlayStation Store, or the game is on the way. Like there's a game, there's literally gaming has reached a point that I try to tell people anime is at, where it doesn't matter what kind of game you're into, no matter what kind of genre of story you want to tell. If you're into horror games, action RPGs, shooters, turn-based games, hell, fucking farm simulators, there is a game out there for you. It literally just takes the click of going to Google. You just do that, please, for the love of God. Stop being lazy, get your head out of your ass, and just go look up and find the game you want to play. Don't push forth this rhetoric and this narrative that a good game doesn't exist, or that gaming today as a whole is just ass or isn't as good as it used to be. I'm not gonna say it's 100% as good as it used to be, because again, there are certain aspects in it, like the microtransactions or the things of that nature, like games not being finished, that I will acknowledge. But there is an overabundance of people that have the ability to put forth their best foot and put out their own games and tell different stories and do different things. Hell, fuck it. You know what? I'm jumping off the deep end here. I will say today, gaming is better than it used to be. I understand there's a lot of flawed aspects to it, but I think that just comes with there being more games, the more flaws you're gonna have. And if anything else, I say that because me, myself, if I have the skill set, I have the ability, I can sit down down with me by myself or a team I put together and we could make a game, put it out on Steam, the game could do well. And we could charge minimal prices for it and give all the fans the confidence that this game's gonna be 100% done and you will have it done. Again, just this past year, there have been amazing games that have dropped between Helldivers, between South of Midnight, between Expedition 33. And most of those games I mentioned are AAA titles or bigger, more well-known games because they were pushed really heavily at things like Xbox Game Day or PlayStation Game Day, whatever it may be. So please, for the love of God, go play games. Let's just stop complaining about it. Complain about the things that matter. Complain about microtransactions. Complain about games not being finished. And when that happens, don't buy them and it won't happen again. Or it'll stop happening. I promise you, it'll happen far and few between if we just stop buying games that don't work and only focus on buying the games that are amazing. Again, y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comment section below. Am I tripping? Is my guy Rome tripping here? What are your thoughts on gaming as a whole as it stands in current modern day? But again, without further ado, this has been Captain Diesel of Captain Diesel's Dojo, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.